So, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today we will be coding a progress bar. It's one of the most common front-end interview question. So it's next up the list. So to make the progress bar, we first have to gather the requirements of the progress bar, how the progress bar is going to behave. So as we all know that a progress bar is nothing but a bar that goes from 0 to 100, something like this. That there is a fail state in the progress bar that is going to go from 0 to 100. And depending upon the use case, you might create an animated version of the progress bar. So we are going to create an animated version of the progress bar. Anyways, so from 0 to 100, it can go. That is the minimum thing we know. And whatever progress that we add can be defined by some text. Let's just say 50%. If whatever progress it's making, we can define it and place it on the left side. Okay, if the progress bar is starting from left side, we can place this on the left side. Or if the progress bar is starting on the right side, that is the direction of the progress bar is from left to right, right to left, then this is going to be something like this. Okay, so we also want to give a feature of direction that I'm going to show in the code part as well. So this is pretty simple. A requirement is gathered. The next step is to move to the coding part of this. The first thing that we want to create is the progress bar itself. So for that, I'm going to create a simple class progress bar. And then inside the progress bar, I'm going to create two stuff. That is, first is progress fill, and the second is going to be progress text. The text can be indicator to denote that how much progress has been made, 50% for it. Then we go to the styling part of this. We say progress bar as width as 100% because we want to completely take the width of this. Height as, let's just say 20 pixel. The background color as yellow, or let's just make it pink in this case. Yeah, so it is working fine. The next thing we want to do is add progress. So the progress bar is created. The next thing we want to add is progress fill. The fill state for this is going to be similar, but yeah, instead of background color for the progress bar, we can just give border pixels solid black so that we can see this is the progress bar container and the pink color inside it is the fill state. Okay, so let's just make this fill state as position absolute and just make this as position relative position absolute. Okay, absolute. Let's just give top as 0, left as 0. Okay, so this is created. The last thing we want to add is the progress text for this progress text, and we also give the position to that position absolute, and there we go. We have the text, we have the fill, and we have the container right here. Okay, and left we can give 20 pixels so that 20 pixels depending upon your use case. Okay, so the first thing that we want to add as a prop is the height. Height of the progress bar can be changed to anything, but the width we want to have it as 100% to take the entire container width wherever this element is going to be. Okay, so the width is fine, but height we don't want to fix the height. Okay, so we can actually create a prop for this. But first, let's just show the components. So this was the structure, right? Let's just create a components folder. Inside the component folder, I'll create progress.tsx. And I'm too lazy, so I'm just going to copy this out, paste it out, rename it progress bar, then remove the content of this. Put default progress bar. Yeah, so it looks something like this. This is a progress bar component. We'll be coding this up. And going back to styles, everything looks fine. Yeah, and we can remove this code from this point to the progress bar itself. Yeah. Okay. Let's just go to the app.tsx and consume that progress bar. Yeah, so it auto imported itself, and it's not able to find the styles. Obviously, we can remove that stuff as well. Yeah, so it is rendering exactly as it is. So So first thing that we want to define is the interface, the type interface. We can actually create another file, but for now I'm going to create it and later on move the type file type to the type definitions to an entirely new file, and utilities to the again a new file at the end of the video. For now I'm just going to have as a progress bar, progress bar. Okay, so you can name this progress bar as anything, but I've just renamed it as progress bar, or a better name would be progress bar props. Okay, so that is what it's going to have, right? So the first prop that we want to add is the height prop, and height we are going to give, it's optional, and we can give as a number. Height is going to be number, right? So here we can destruct that height, and here we can pass progress bar props. Yeah, something like this. The height is there, it has 20 pixels. Yeah, this can be optional, right? Okay, so the next thing we want to add is the styles to the progress bar itself. And since height is dependent and height is going to be dynamic, we want to inject it later on, right? So we can create a style, and instead of giving style directly, we can create a function called as function get progress styles. This is going to return your style sheet, right? So I can call this function const progress bar style is equal to get progress bar styles. Here I can pass height, and this height, yeah, got 0 argument. Yeah, so it's not expecting any argument. Let's just give height as number. Yeah, this should work fine. Progress bar styles, and there we go. So the height of the progress bar we have defined. String is not assignable to type number. Yeah, okay, it is expecting a string. So instead of giving it as 20 pixel, okay, that is fine, I guess. We can give it as a string since it is a CSS. We are expected to have a CSS. Here as well, we can provide it as string. I think this looks fine. Here we can return height as whatever height we have passed. So now it is going to respect this height. Let me just give height in the main app component 30 pixel. Yeah, so see, the height has been applied to this particular progress bar, and we want to apply the same height to the progress field as well. So I'm going to create another function, get progress field style. Okay, and I'm going to give progress field styles is equal to get progress field style, and I'm just going to pass height here again, and just give this style as progress field style. Okay, so this much is made. That is looking fine, and we can actually let's just focus on making the progress bar first. What other props do we need for this? First prop that the progress bar need is the progress itself. So how much progress have we made? Progress as number. So we can define a number between 0 to 100 for the progress. This is just going to be the fill state. So we have defined the props, gave the props a value, progress as 0. Okay, this is the initial value, and whatever progress we get, that is going to be the fill state of it, right? So get progress fill style height, and then we can just pass the progress to this particular fill style. We can again get progress as number, height, and width is going to be progress percentage. Yeah, so the progress percentage is right now 0, but we can control this from the progress bar itself. So progress, if I give 30, it's going to fill to the 30. Yeah, this is working fine. What do we want to do next? We also want to control the direction and also the fill state, fill colors and all those stuff. So we're going to make bunch of props. First prop is going to be background color. This can be a string. Second prop that we want to make is the color itself, the text color. Just write text color, and this can be a string. Fill color is another prop that we want to make to control the fill state of this. First one is the background color of the container. And the last thing is we want to create is the border color. Border, just give border, and this is going to be a string as well. Okay, so there are 4 style props. Just write style props. So these are the style props that we add. So the progress bar style will have the main progress bar will have a fill, a background color and a border color. That's it. Background and border. That's it. White, BG color, and the border. These are the 3 things that it will have. So we can just go here, say that BG color is going to be a string and border is going to be a string as well. string, string. Height, BG color, and border. Background color as BG color, and the last one is border. The BG color is not defined, it's saying. Yeah, so these are not, we have not destructed these props, BG color and the border. Let's just give values for them as well. BG color, let's just be yellow, and border color, let's just make let's just give border as 1 pixel solid red. Yeah, so a red border, background as yellow, and this is the fill color is going to be pink, right? So the fill color, we also want to give fill color, so we have to add, we have added this in the progress bar props, but not here. So fill color is going to be, let's just make the fill color as red to see the difference, and here we have to pass the fill color. Here we have to say background color as fill color as string. Yeah, something like this should work fine. So we have created the base layout of the progress bar. Next thing that we want to add is, okay, so let's just see if it works. Okay, let's just give us 110. What's happening? Next thing, we are actually the progress width is actually overflowing. You have to fix that as well. So the best way we can do is to clamp down the values of this progress. Clamp percentage. So what we can do is create a clamping function that clamps these values. Math.min. So the first value that we want to have is the minimum is 100. So between 100 and the progress width, that is going to be max, going to be 0, and then it's going to be progress. Yeah, so this is going to be the clamp percentage. Instead of progress, we want to pass clamp percentage everywhere. And here we can say clamp percentage, so that is 30. So let's just give a value of 100 and 120, so it is still 100. Let's just give 10. It is working great. So that is the way we can clamp the values by taking min and max of the progress bar. So this is done. Styling done. The next thing we want to add is the direction of the progress bar. At which direction is it filling? Right now we control the direction by using the styles, and here in the styles we have top and left, right? This left is what is controlling the direction. If we give this as right, so we start the fill from the right. So this progress fill, we want to make this property as dynamic. Let's go back. We can give a direction and make this as a left or right. Okay. And instead, in fact, we can create a type, direction type. We can give left, or we can just use that value, direction type. So this is working, direction type. And here we want to give the direction as the starting direction as left. Okay, and we have to handle this in the fill state. So I'm going to pass direction in the progress fill styles. We can create another prop, call it as direction. This is where the TypeScript is going to save us. Direction type and left. Okay. So the next thing we want to add is if direction equals left, then we want to add the left as 0. Otherwise, the right is going to be 0. The right is going to be 0. We have to destruct this value, I guess. Yeah, this is working fine. Let's go back and see if the direction prop is working as well. Direction as right. Yeah, and direction is left. So the direction property is also working fine. The next thing we want to do is fix this particular text property, so that we can do it in the similar way that we handled it for the fill. So the left is 10 pixel, right? So we can remove this out from here and probably give this in the text style, right? Okay, so right now there is no text style I have created. So let me just create const progress text styles is equal to get progress bar progress text styles. In this we want to add whatever fill that we value that we are adding. Press text style. I'm just going to only take direction for now. Okay, and we have to define this function. It's not present. Okay, progress text style. And it's going to take. Okay, we can just create using function direction as a direction type. And return the value, and here we can say if direction is left, then we can the direction is left, then we can simply use left as 10 pixels. Otherwise we can use right as 10 pixels. Okay, something is missing, I guess. I missed something. Only be created from object. Right, only be created from object. Oh yeah, this is what I missed. Okay, get progress styles. So let me just try this out and see if the direction is left, direction is equal to right. So yeah, the text is not going that way. Okay, of course we have to use these as well. Style is equal to progress text style. Yeah, we have this right here, and the next thing we want to add is the top, right? The top percentage is going to be actually 50%. We want to transform this to translate y minus 50%. Yeah, so that is in the center. That is the basic hack, top 50% and translate y minus 50%. So that will make it in the center. Right. So this is how the progress bar looks. This is how my code looks. And we can now separate this into a utility function. Progress style.tsx. Export and then finally do another export. Okay, direction type is not defined. Let's just separate out the type definition as well. .ts, and we can just give export and export direction type. Import ProgressBar props types, import get ProgressBar styles, get fill text, get text styles. Last thing here, the direction type is missing. Import direction type from types. So we have separated the code out. This is what the ProgressBar code looks like. So that being said, let us go back to the ProgressBar itself. Go to the styles, go to the style part and the fill, right? So in the fill, we want transition. We want to have a transition that is transition with 4-second ease in. Let's just say, and let's just try to now give values in the ProgressBar. That is, let's just consume this out. Zoom this out in the app.tsx. Let's give 30. Yeah, so it is taking 4 seconds to fill this up now. It is animating fine. We can change this in the styles again. I just give the value as 500 millisecond. Okay. And we are trying to mimic the way the progress is going to fill. Yeah, so this is fine. 40. Yeah, 10. It's animating fine. And we can in fact use an use effect to animate this stuff. Use effect and 100. And we can use an interval to actually animate this out. Use set interval, and we can create every 100 milliseconds. Let's just say we want to increment the progress. So const progress set progress is equal to use state, and we'll give it as 0 for now. And we want to set progress, but because of the steel closure, we are going to use previous, and we are going to increment previous +1, something like this. And we can give it as interval id. And while exporting this out, okay, so created wrong brackets right here. Okay, so let me just fix this code up. Yeah, interval id return interval return call back and a clear interval id. This can clear this will clear the interval, and this is the progress that we have. We can define it the progress right here. That is how the ProgressBar is animating now. It's going from right to left, and that is the fill. And we also actually gave in the ease in, right? Instead of ease in, we can give this as linear, and it will fill linearly. Just go back and see the effect one more time. Yeah, so it is filling up linearly, and since every 100 millisecond is incrementing 1, we can change the speed of this as 20, and this will fill much faster. Yeah. So let's just go back and go to the app.jsx, give the height, right? So we gave the progress. Progress is working fine. Let's just try to break this out. 1200 still says same, 120 it still says same, 12, and it is working fine. So we can change the style of this, since bg color as pink, and the border we can also change 3 pixels solid green, Yeah, and instead of green, I'll just make it black. Yeah, so that is black pink now. And the fill color, I'm going to make it as white. So this is looking fine, I guess. Or I can make the fill color as black and change the direction as left and change the text color as white. Okay, so the text color property we have not completed out. So let's just go back and fix the text color. Okay, so do we have support for text color? We do not have support for text color right here. Text color is going to be black by default. And we have to give this as text color. We have to go here and add the support for text color as is going to be a string. We have to give color as text color. Yeah, there we go. We have the white progress right here. So we have to also handle the accessibility part of the progress bar. So for that, we want to have area value now. Whatever the value of the progress bar that is right now, we have to give it. So progress, that is going to be the clamp percentage. Next, we have area value. Okay. Value max. And for this, we going to give 100. Area value min. We're going to give it 0. And area label, we can give whatever the label we have. Progress is clamp percentage. Yeah. So this we can define. I think these are the valid values. Let me just go back to Google Chrome, search them out if these were the values. I remember at least these were the ones. Back to area value now. Yeah, so array value now defines the current value for the range widget. Array value now attributes define the current range similar to the value attribute of progress meter. Okay, so that is at least correct. Area value now min max and area label by. Is it area label by? I don't think so. It is. I think the area label is the correct one. That is the accessibility part of it. And the last thing that we want to add is the showcase of this text. We can create another prop called as show text and make it as false initially and give in the props as well show text and let's just give it as boolean. Back to the progress bar to text, we can just wrap this around text. If this is there, then we want to add it like this. This is fine. So show text is false and we can say show text and then we will show the text. So this is how I would do it if I had an interview call for the progress bar and I wanted to create a progress bar using TypeScript, React, and the basics of whatever I know. So thank you for watching. See you guys in the next where we'll be coding something else. Bye.